Hey, hello everyone. This is Ashwin Kulkarni and I'm thrilled to be with you today. Recently, I achieved a significant milestone in my journey by passing a CKAD exam, which is Certified Kubernetes Application Developer. And I'm excited to share my experience with all of you today. First and foremost, I want to express my sincere gratitude to the incredible community and resources that helped me succeed this exam. And I believe sharing these tips will be helpful for anyone looking to tackle the CKAD certification. So in the today's video, I'll be walking you through the preparation strategies, tips and resources which I have used while preparing for the exam. So whether you are just starting the preparation or whether you just want to give your final push, I hope this video finds you helpful. So let's get started on this exciting discussion about conquering the CKAD exam. Okay, so let's talk about the certification. So Certified Kubernetes Application Developer exam certifies that candidates can design, build and deploy cloud native applications on Kubernetes. So this certification is for any Kubernetes engineer, DevOps engineer or any backend developer who has some work or interest in the Kubernetes. This certification is designed by Cloud Native Computing Foundation and Linux Foundation to standardize the Kubernetes ecosystem. So as you can see I'm on the website of the Linux Foundation where you can find the this certificate under catalog. You can see this certificate is available for $395. You can get some discounts on this on special occasions such as Black Friday sale or Thanksgiving, etc. And you can get it reimbursed mostly with from your company as well. Now let's talk about the curriculum of the exam. So this certification is divided into 5 different sections, which is very thoughtfully divided. So in the first section, you need to show the expertise about how to design and build an application. Then in this second section, you need to deploy this designed application. In the third one, you need to observe and maintain the application. In the fourth one, you need to apply some configuration and security resources to that application. And in the fifth section, you need to communicate 2 different applications via services and networking. So if we go in depth in the each section, so you can see in the first section you need to show your skills about different resources such as deployment, demonstrate, pod and pod lifecycle, then different design patterns of the pod. In the second section about the deployment, you need to understand how deployment works, or what are the rolling updates, then how the rollback happen in the deployment and different deployment strategies such as blue, green and canary. In the third section, which is related to application observability and maintenance, where you need to understand about how different probes and health check works, then different API deprecations, and you need to use built-in CLI tools to monitor these applications. In the fourth section about application environment, configuration and security, you need to demonstrate the config maps. Then you need to apply different configurations on your applications. You need to understand the request, limit and quotas about your resources. You need to create and consume the secrets, and you need to create the service account and consume them, etc. And in the last section about services, you need to demonstrate the basic understanding of the network policy. You need to have an understanding of ingress, egress, how different calls to each microservice happens, how those calls goes out, come in, etc. And also you need to provide and troubleshoot access to the applications via different services. So talking about the exam pattern, exam duration is for 2 hours and the exam will be online and proctored. You need to book your slot beforehand. So exam will consist 16 to 19 practical questions. So the exam doesn't have an option to give MCQ based questions. All the questions will be practical, and few of these questions might have different tasks. So based on how many tasks you complete in that question, you'll get step marks as well. The certification is valid for 3 years once you obtain it. And another good thing about the certification is that you will have one more extra chance to retake the exam. So let's say in first attempt you don't get through or you don't pass, then you have one more chance to attempt it, and the passing marks will be 66% out of 100%. So let's talk about the resources which you can use for the preparation. So I'll be showing you a few e-learning resources, then the Kubernetes official documentation resources, and few GitHub resources for the preparation. So the first e-learning resource you can have a look or you can use is on the Udemy, which is related to CKAD with test. This course is designed by Mumshad, and it has the code cloud training access as well. So this is one of the top notch course that you can look for, and it is not much expensive, and you can apply few discount coupons as well on this. So this course has on-demand videos. This has examples. This has mock test, and everything that you can think of for to crack the exam. Next up, while registering itself, you can have another option to buy a bundle where the curriculum based video sessions and resources are provided by Linux Foundation itself. So the bundle is for $595, and you can have discounts on these as well. Next up, moving on to the documentation based resources, the most important site is the Kubernetes documentation site. And good thing about this exam is in the while giving exam, this will be on the virtual system. You can have a chance to open a web browser, and you can open the Kubernetes docs website as well. So I mean, I'll talk about the time management later, but yes, this is good to have. So you need to have a good command on the Kubernetes documentation. So most important is about the concepts, different concepts, and these concepts should align to the curriculum only. You don't need to go into any extra concepts. Then these Kubernetes task documentation is also very useful. This will give you brief about different tasks that you can perform, and this will be helpful in the exam as well. Next up is the Kubernetes cheat sheet, where they have mentioned few aliases here. Then you need to set up the autocomplete, or nowadays it is already available in the exam. I'll talk about it later. But it has the imperative commands set, which will be helpful for you in the exam, as well as this cheat sheet should be totally in your head before giving the exam, or for some complex queries or for some complex tasks, you can open the website and you can go to this cheat sheet to get it resolved. Next up, we have few GitHub based resources, which I talked about the fantastic community that already developed for this exam. So first one is from is this particular GitHub repo. This consists of CKAD exercises. If you can see, so he has already distributed all of these curriculum into different question sets. So if you go into each one of them, you can have different questions, and you can get the answers as well. But I would suggest to not check for the answers first, and try practice these all questions. So these are top-notch questions that you can have for your preparation. Next repository is about the Kubernetes cheat sheet. Whatever is given in the Kubernetes cheat sheet official documentation, This has few of these commands and some more extra ones which will be useful for you in the exam to save some time. So most of these are imperative commands and that will be helpful for time management. uh, next one is the repository for the CKAD resources. So whatever I have shown you the resources, these are curative list of them, and this has a few more resources as well. But yeah, most of these resources I have already covered. And the last one is a bit specific to a particular topic, which is security, which is networking and security. So if you see, the networking questions are a bit tricky in the exam, and those might be a little time consuming. So to get more hands-on that, you can refer to this particular repository. And believe me, this is a very good documentation about the network policies and all the resources related to it. And you can get the good command on that by referring to this particular repository. So apart from the resources which we have just discussed, there are other resources in the form of blogs or YouTube videos. I'll link most of them into the description. Now another aspect in the exam is the text editor. So you need to have a basic command on the text editor which will be available in this Linux environment in the actual exam. So those text editors are Vim or Nano. So anyone which you are using in your day-to-day life or while the practicing for the exam, you can use that in the exam, in the actual exam. Now the most important part of this preparation strategy is practice. You just cannot see or read those commands or that cheat sheet and you cannot go into the exam. You will not pass that. You need to have a very high command on the imperative commands which are available in the Kubernetes, and you just need to practice to get more efficient with the time. Now in the next section we are going to discuss about how your study plan should be for the exam. So let's get into it. Now we have just seen the required resources to prepare for the exam, but what should be your study plan? You can prepare 1.5 to 2 hours daily for 2 to 3 weeks. That is sufficient for anyone who has a basic knowledge about Kubernetes. Those who are proficient in it and those who use in the day-to-day job, they can have 1 week of preparation as well. Now another important aspect is make notes about what you learn on a particular day, be it handwritten note or a computer based. Anything is comfortable with you. And it is just that you mention all the important points in the note, and revise those notes every day before starting your new session. um, then another important aspect is the mock test. So the course which I have talked on the Udemy by Mumshad, that has a lot of mock test and short test. Those are very useful for the preparation. Then once you register for the exam, you can get two mock test by the Linux Foundation on the killer.sh website. Those tests are a little bit tough than the actual exam, but that will give you a very good experience about how the actual exam will look like. Then bookmark the links while studying or while learning. So whatever new resource that you find or whatever the existing resource that you can find interesting or important, just bookmark them in your browser so that you will be easily visiting them while studying. Then go through the hard or bookmark topics before the exam day. Don't stress out. Complete your all mock test a day before the exam day, and on the previous day just go through the hard topics that you find, or any bookmark links that you can find interesting. So that's all about the study guide, and the main important thing, don't stress out in it. Just prepare it as the normal exam, and if you have interest in the Kubernetes, you will find all the resources very amazing. Okay, now let's talk about the D-Day. So first and foremost, do not panic on the exam or on the day of that exam. Now, the next advice I want to give you is the take the best suitable slot for you. For example, I am a night person, so I took a slot from 10:30 to 12:30 a.m. So that was the slot for me, which was suitable. So you can take almost all the hourly slots on that particular day. Then next up is clean up your sitting environment. So you need to log in half hour before the exam, and whoever is online proctor, you need to show your ID, your credentials, and then you need to show each part of your room by moving your webcam or your laptop. So my advice is clean up your environment beforehand, so that he will not suggest you to remove this, remove that. So the calculator or any watch or anything is not allowed, even not the mobile phone. So clean up your environment beforehand. That will save your time. Also follow the time related guidelines. So as I already said, you need to log in half hour before your actual exam slot. Now, while giving the exam, you will have 16 to 20 questions. The number will vary. First of all, enable the autocomplete command and create the aliases which are required or which you are comfortable with. So kubectl autocomplete is already enabled nowadays in the exam environment, and the basic aliases are also there. But if there are any more aliases for the dry run or for the list of pods, etc., you can have your own as well. So but do not spend much more time, only 2 to 3 minutes to create them after you start the exam. Then do not spend more time on one question. So I would say on an average 5 to 6 minutes on each question is more than sufficient. You don't need to spend much more time on that. If you feel you are stuck on a particular question, just flag it and move on to the next one. Then the next one is very important, that in certain questions you need to create your own manifest file for the resources that are listed in the question. So I would suggest give those file names appropriate. For example, question 1, then task 1, then 1.1.yaml or 2.2.yaml, etc. That will save your time when you revisit your solutions again in the next round of questions. So for example, in the 2 hours you should target to complete your exam, or you should target to visit all the questions by 1.5 hours, and the last half an hour you should revisit all the flagged questions first and then all the remaining ones again. So I'll just give you an example. In my case, in one of the questions I missed to label the resource as mentioned in the question. Then I revisited, but because I named those questions correctly, I was able to locate the file quickly, and I changed that label, and I guess that got me correct. Then most important is watch out for the context mentioned at the start. So at the start of the each question you will have list of, or you will have a context command which through which you will be able to switch to the correct context where your namespace is available or resource is available. So please run that command as it is before moving on to each question. Okay, so at the start of your question you will have that command given by them. You just need to copy paste that command and run it. So that is on the exam day. And most importantly, again, do not panic, give exam very freely, then you will have flying colors. And that brings us to the end of the today's discussion. I hope you found this discussion and all these insights for the CKAD exam preparation valuable. So remember, success in the Kubernetes exam comes with the consistent effort, hands-on practice, and a positive mindset. Don't afraid to explore and deep dive into the Kubernetes ecosystem. If you have any questions or any suggestions, or if you want me to cover any other topic in the future video, please drop a comment below. I'll be happy to help. Once again, I want to thank you for joining me today. And whether you are just starting the preparation or you are already into a preparation, keep pushing forward and you will achieve your goal. I wish you all the very best for the CKAD exam. So this is Ashwin Kulkarni signing off, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.